Okay, God bless. My name is Jonathan K. I want to share you with this dream that I had on the 2nd of the 16th, on the 16th of February. I had a dream. I was in my bed laying down and a helicopter came super close to my window, and it was just like real extremely close, and the light was just shining brightly on my window, and that's pretty much it. I'm just sharing this part of the dream because I know it applies. This is dealing with invasion of privacy. Okay, we already hear about the whole whistleblower thing of how Obama is trying to invade our privacy and stuff like that. But nonetheless, God is showing this in a dream. So, I just thought I'd share it. And so, prepare for tribulation. Prepare for the invasion of privacy. Prepare for governments overwhelming us. Because picture how overwhelming that can be with a helicopter. As loud as a helicopter is, and I even heard the intensity of the sound. Okay, as loud as a helicopter is, pressing very close and near to your window, and my window is next to my bed, and picture that, okay, and it was pretty slant. It was like the helicopter was kind of slant like that. It wasn't like straight, but it was slant with the light peering into and through my blinders. Okay, it was almost as if they can see inside my apartment. Okay, and the light was pretty much shining through and everything. So that's pretty intense. Okay, I just want you guys to check that out. What's the guy's name? Snowden. He's explained all this. I don't know how to break down what all these people are called, but basically, they're trying to strip us of our own privacy. Okay, they're tapping our phones. They're looking at us while we're looking at the computer. I have a friend. I'm not going to say his name, but he used to work inside of a mountain called Mount Weather, or at least they call it a mountain, Mount Weather. In this mountain, it's got to be a mountain. In this mountain, Mount Weather, it's in Virginia. There's a city in there. Okay. Now he was like a Navy SEAL guy, and he did a whole bunch of stuff for the government and a whole bunch of stuff. But to get to the point, he was really deep into the government, and he saw people like it was nothing. As long as your computer's hooked up, as long as your TV's plugged up, they can see you. Okay. It doesn't have to be on. The power can be off. But as long as it's plugged up, they can see you. Alright? We know the satanic agenda. We know we're not ignorant to the devil's devices. We know that Satan is after Christians, first of all, but he's also after power, so he can take over this world. When he finds the body that he will indwell in, he will sit in the temple of God, and there will be the abomination of desolation, and he will sit there claiming to be God. Okay, and so he's all about keeping our minds programmed with these computers, and so that's what's going to keep them plugged up. Don't get me wrong, it is, because it's so much good things in the computer, and it's such a lot of help that caters to even us as Christians, and it's very convenient. So he knows with that he can do many things, and not with that alone, but with that, okay, he's operating through surveillance, okay, because he's not this all eyes seeing God that he claims to be, with the triangle and the eye on the top. He cannot see all. Only Christ can see all. Okay? Only God sees all. Okay? And he has more than one eye. He's not Cyclops, the God that we serve. But he sees all. Okay? He's everywhere at one time. Excuse me. I'm not going to say he's even everywhere at one time, but his presence is everywhere at one time. Okay? He's omnipresent. All right? Because the world, you can look at the world and see his glory, okay? So there's nothing that you can hide from him, and Satan desires to be that. That's why he sets up cameras, because he knows he cannot measure up to God. So he has to have cameras and all these things that we think that are so good for our protection and for our service and for the better well-being of mankind, that we don't get destroyed, you know, behind any bombs, because you got some good security behind the table and they're looking through these computers that are hooked up to these cameras, so they can see what's going on such and such a street, and they can beat it to the chase, and they can, you know, get on the intercom thing or get on the walkie-talkie or whatever type of communication that they have to do to reach A and B. Satan will use those reasons that are possibly used for good, but he has already his own motive, even for what people are doing for good right now. Say the police, and say if the FBI were to be good, you know what I'm saying, not knowing that they're not, but they do operate out of some good, because they might get a drug lord, or they might get, you know, a molestation child ring who is pimping little children and causing them to, you know, have pornography, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. Well, all those things that they're using for the good, Satan has a wicked motive for, okay, and he wants to twist it up. All right, I mean, you see helicopters picking people up off of their roof on Katrina. However, this helicopter right here is trying to intrude in my privacy. Okay, so America is going to turn into a police state, and we have to understand that. I even had a dream. I haven't shared this with you all, but I had a dream last year that America, actually that DC, was a police state. It was a police state. So this is what it is. Alright, God bless you. Stay strong and prepare to be tribulation ready.